In this episode, the townspeople join forces to compensate residents for the choir competition fees Tom had collected after discovering his superior had absconded with the funds. Elizabeth and Nathan extend a helping hand to Tom, and the community unites in the face of adversity, drawing strength from their loved ones. Joseph attempts to bridge a long-standing gap with his brother Jacob. Gowan imparts wisdom to Lucas. Tom Foran strive to rectify the situation for those defrauded by J.B. Sweeney. In When Calls the Heart Season 11 Episode 8, while Joseph and Jacob Canfield patched up their 20-year feud, Rosemary and Bill also sought information from Clayton Pike. If Tom didn't settle the outstanding debt to Benson Hills and Jameson, he could still face legal repercussions as an accomplice to fraud, even though the NMIC police had apprehended J.B. Sweeney and retrieved the money transferred by Ned. Tom was prepared to bear the consequences, but everyone else, particularly Nathan and Elizabeth, remained quiet. They formulated a strategy to collect donations and organize their own choral festival with neighboring communities. Everyone was in accord. The problem arose when Mayor Hickman demanded Tom's immediate arrest, and Rosemary, brimming with enthusiasm, informed him. Everyone except Maisie was willing to give Tom the benefit of the doubt, which further dispirited him. In a sense, it reminded him of being the hapless sibling everyone perpetually rescued. He was practically a martyr, but from Ned and Foran's perspective, to the group performances, everyone adored the festival. With only $2,200 raised, the feeling intensified when Maisie returned to attempt another arrest. This time, Lucas intervened, but it likely bruised his pride to constantly require someone to come to his aid. While Faith might stay in town and establish a new life there, she still seemed interested. Elizabeth and Nathan's relationship hadn't progressed significantly, but there were some endearing interactions. Jack seemed to be warming up to Nathan, and it was sweet that Nathan gave Jack money to buy a candied apple before Elizabeth could interject. Tom also had meaningful conversations with Elizabeth and Nathan. He felt compelled to offer his unsolicited advice on Elizabeth's dating life, much like an inquisitive younger brother. The final slow dance was truly symbolic. They weren't averse to public displays of affection. The Canfields receiving their own narrative thread this season was a welcome departure from the usual. Witnessing Angela and Cooper adapt Joseph's recommendations to improve their relationship with their sibling to their situation with their estranged brother has been entertaining. Long-standing grievances are the most difficult to overcome, especially if the other person is unaware of their wrongdoing. As foreshadowed in the When Calls the Heart Season 11 Episode 8 spoilers, that was the case with Jacob and Joseph. Neither wanted to swallow their pride, even though they both missed their brother. If Joseph didn't apologize, Jacob wouldn't allow him to stay, but Joseph was clueless about what had caused the rift. The brothers sought out Minnie and Henry as mediators. Minnie seemed to be more sympathetic to Jacob in many ways, particularly after learning he hadn't been to church or sung in a choir for 20 years. Additionally, Henry urged Joseph to mend fences with Jacob, stressing that the only thing that mattered was that Joseph had hurt Jacob. Since they raised their younger brother together and Jacob struggled after their grandfather passed away, Joseph had a more profound influence on his younger brother than he realized. Joseph was unaware that Jacob felt abandoned and that their singing together ceased after he met Minnie. Since Jacob seemed fond of Minnie, it was natural that he would never reveal the whole truth. He also mentioned how much he would have loved to sing with them both. Enter Minnie to weave her magic. She coaxed Jacob to sing alongside them after spotting him among the festival attendees. The song Amazing Grace was a perfect selection, embodying the concept of forgiveness. The brothers finally appeared closer than ever after 20 years apart. Perhaps Jacob will return. While working together on Rosemary's investigation has been enjoyable, they'll still have loose ends to tie up. Bill played a secondary role, but Rosemary always took the lead. They tried, but Clayton Pike wouldn't budge. He seemed terrified for his mother's well-being and afraid of his blackmailer. Rosemary's persistence almost seemed to put Lucas in greater danger. Rosemary and Bill know this man has informants everywhere, so will they abandon their pursuit now? Although unlikely, the fact that Edwin keeps pressuring Monty disquiets us for Lucas. I had thought that Lucas's plan to involve Monty would be short-lived, but there's no indication of that. Because Clayton Pike won't talk, Lucas seems to enjoy his role as governor more when he's involved in community events or assisting others, compared to dealing with finances. It appears potentially bleaker days are ahead since Chris McNally hinted that Lucas would still have to make tough decisions.